black mark. I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'm pretty loud. Really pretty loud. People live in that all the time. Geez. Can I set this down somewhere so I can have a little, if you don't mind? Okay, now for the fun part. Like I said, I'm Ed Blackmar. If you've been with us before, if you signed up on our email list, I've been sending you emails here and there, talking about events that are coming up. There was a protest down in Columbus at the end in the fall. There's several events coming up. Coffee with your reps. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I'm the one that sends all that out. Okay. So that's going to be important here in just a second. Now what I want to talk about is, we're sitting here with these high valuations, what do we do? Now if you haven't already done it, I'm going to talk a lot about my situation so we can kind of compare and contrast. I got a bill, they did the revaluation for me. My house, they went from $188,000 up to $299,000. That was a 51.9% increase over what had been there. Okay? So I am not alone. I'm not alone. I know there's people out there that's been very similar. So what did I do? I thought about it. I said, okay, I'm going to get an appraiser and have them do it. Now I'm going to stop there on my story, because what I want to talk about is how to fight this thing. For the moment, and up until March 31st, you can file what's called a formal complaint against valuation with the county. Now this form is a DTE1 form, and this form is good across the state of Ohio. This is not just a Cuyahoga County thing, although you have to file with your local counties. I have a list in the back. If you're not with Cuyahoga County, I have a list in the back here. And I also have a few extra ones of these, but that you can get them on the website. I've got a list of several of the counties here all the way to Ohio River. The email, the website address for these counties, Board of Revision. That's where you want to go now. That's done on the 31st. If you get, I'm filing this coming week to contest. I did the informal with the appraisal that I had gotten, because I did the math. I said, okay, I'll spend $450 or $550 now, and that'll save it, because my taxes were going to go up $1,200 a month. So I did the math, and I'm like, okay, come on in, Mr. Appraiser, let's go. Here's a $550 check, thank you for the appraisal. I sent it down, and what they did was, and they're doing this with everybody, I'm not alone, they just cut it in half. They said, okay, we'll give you half. So they said $245,000. Well, that is not enough. What they did was they cut it in half. Instead of taking it down to 205, which is what I got appraised for, they took it to 245. $245,000.
What did it cost the appraisal?
$550.
Yes.
$550.
And if you bought the house and you worked on it yourself and improved the house, you can't file that because they'll raise it up again.
Well, I wouldn't file that, but I'll tell you, I am going back after them. And here's why. Because my house was built in 1911. Now, this isn't the case for everybody. My house was built in 1911. I have plaster walls. I have the same original wooden windows that are so rotting. Cracks in the plaster. It looks okay, but it ain't perfect. Cracks in the ceiling. Things need to be replaced. My kitchen is from 1975. Has to be, because there's yellow tile under the, I don't want to go into that. It's the same back porch, front porch, wood floor in the house. That's all from 1911. The only things I've changed is the electricity, of course. The plumbing, I'm sure some of that's still from 1911 as well. Holy cow. So I'm going to go back after them again and go back for this hearing, right? I'm going to file for this hearing. You can do this online. There's a brochure. If you look in the packet that's given to you, there's a help brochure, and it talks about what you want to bring with you when you go, when you send your information. What do you want to send in for these valuation challenges? You want to send in, well, document, document, document. Take pictures. You do have to send the document. You want to attach it. There's an opportunity on when you submit your for a hearing. When you submit your DTE1 form, there's a place to attach documents. That's where you're going to attach your pictures, your appraisal if you have it, and so on. The other thing that you can do is you can get estimates from a contractor. Now, the other thing I thought about doing, which I don't know if I'm going to do, because I already have an appraisal sitting here, I thought about offering, a general contractor, look, I'll give you $200 to come in and do some estimates for me on what it would take to, because I don't want him to do it for free. I'm probably not going to have the work done for some time. So I want to recoup, give him something for his time, her time, or his time. But that's going to be part of, I have to make a decision on that. I didn't think about that. But that is something that you also can do to use as evidence. Now, the law says we don't have to have any evidence. The law says we don't have to have it. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to want to have something with this. If you're going to contest it, you're going to want to have something with it. I'm going to say this one other thing. If your taxes have gone up just a little bit, I wouldn't bother with it because you can end up in the soup. I talked to somebody just the other day. We went over her neighbors, what her neighbors' homes were valued at, because you can find that on the website, okay? And I said, look, you can get in the soup because you're 100,000 less than your neighbors on the other side of it. So don't do anything.
But it's gone up 88%, like I said.
It's gone up 88%, and look at comparables. You're going to need to look at comparables in thousands around. You can find it. Very good man, good man. Very good. Okay, so the next thing I want to say is, if you all have not, I see a lot of gray hair out here. I'm not saying anything, but I'm seeing a lot of gray hair out here. If you have not already done it, sign up for the homestead exemption. Yes, ma'am.
What do you do when you document everything, you give it to them, I got photos included, and they just went, that's really nice, sorry.
They've done that to me before. They did that to me 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. You go back after. That's what these hearings are for. That's what this said, taking it to the, I'm going to talk about one more thing before we're done again. I'm running out of time, so sorry. I'm going to move this along. I'm going to hurry up here. Okay, so if you guys have not already done it, sign up for the homestead exemptions, see if you qualify. You know what? It ain't much, but it beats a sharp stick in the eye, so go ahead and do that. We have some applications. I have some applications on the back table, okay? They have them on the website. Okay. There is also, if you are behind in your property taxes, there is in Cuyahoga County and some of the other counties are as well. There's a delinquent property tax assistance availability. So apply for it. If you're behind in your taxes, they're giving grants to help people catch up on their taxes. So you might as well take advantage of it. Let's see. Okay, the last thing I want to say was, when you're done with your hearing, if you're not satisfied after your hearing, there's an opportunity to go to Columbus. Okay, this form is a DTE Form 4 that we can talk, and you can contest your property tax value in Columbus. Now they'll do a Zoom call or what have you, but there's another opportunity. 3 months after you can do it, within the 3 months after you receive your decision on your hearing, on your valuation, you got 3 months to contest that value that you're given from that formal hearing. Okay? Well, they can do a Zoom call or something. I think they'll do phone, I think they'll do Zoom, but you have to get the documentation down.
It's visible.
Okay?
emails or phone calls they could dismiss and, okay.
All right, so that's, so as we move along here, we've been talking about this all night. If you look in your packages, if you open them up, there's a sheet in there that has a couple websites on it. One is how to find your Ohio State Senator, and one is how to find your Ohio House Representative, okay? These are, and you look a little bit further, there's a letter in there's a letter to my rep, there is a script to call my rep. You don't have to use this little word, I made it definitely wordy, I talk too much. But it's something to go by. And you know what? It works. Call them all. Let them know you're there. Call them once a week. Send them a letter, send them an email. Just do it, okay? Yes, ma'am. Very good.
The number is disconnected.
Oh.
So you call another number. That's good.
Try the links I gave you. Try the links I gave you. Let's see. And you know what? We are self-supporting. There's no dues or fees for membership to Citizens for Property Tax Reform. We appreciate y'all coming. There is a donation can in the back for citizens. So if you happen to think of us, if you'd like to contribute to printing or postage, we would surely appreciate it. There's also a bucket back there for St. Monica's. You all are so moved.